Hello, fellow plant enthusiasts. So I bought these light bulb shaped terrarium containers, like little tiny ones from Hobby Lobby about a year and a half ago. And they actually have a little gap here so it can breathe and at least let a little airflow. May not be significant enough, but hopefully it will be okay. And I'm going to start by taking the straight tongs and putting some soil, that's a piece of dirt, in there. Now this tells me that this is going to be a pain to work with such a small opening. But I was going to do both of those. I think I'm going to do one just to see before I do, because maybe it won't be worth the effort. Although you can make terrariums and light bulbs and they're happy, so it might be okay. I just don't want to end up with all this dirt on the glass and have an ugly looking high maintenance terrarium. It makes it easier when the dirt is fairly dry but not 100% dry, because then it will have static clings. So if you can see, it's actually going in there and barely any dirt is getting stuck on the glass, just a little here. But I have a wide mouth wash bottle that I'll just use to water, and I'll coat the sides a little to get rid of any residual dirt. But it's actually working out pretty well. So while the soil is in the right amount of moisture, where it's almost dry but not bone dry, I'm actually going to set up the other one as well. I bought these thinking I can give them as gifts to a couple co-workers who have brown thumbs. And I was initially going to put some dead sphagnum moss, and they can watch it come to life. But I'm actually going to put a few sprigs of the Selaginella uncinata, one in each of these. Oh, there's a piece of bark in there. Okay, got it in there, good. Yeah, even though this is rougher putting that in there, it's not sticking to the sides either like it normally would, so that's good. This is a tedious process, but what can we do? It's also tiring with the tongs doing that through such a tiny opening, especially since I'm doing two at once. But making sure I have enough soil. Oops. Now, one thing is, when you see the curve, it's always good to put soil just to the bottom, just underneath the crest of the curve, and that will just give a nice appearance and help maximize the way the plant spreads in the container. One thing that would have helped is if I had this filled with more soil, but it's running low. So I'm just checking. I have the curve and it's right there, so that's about a good height. That could use a little more. I have a mess to clean up. But not a lot of dirt on the glass, so that is awesome. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to make sure these have about the same amount. This now could use just a smidgen more. Okay. So I'm going to move this over. Actually, I'm going to get it out of the way. Do a little cleaning here with all the spillage. Now I'm going to figure out where I want to cut from this beautiful plant. Here's one sprig, and here's another. So essentially I don't want to put too many and have it filled up to start, because it's such a small area that it's going to spread easily. So I just now have to get this planted in there. So I'm making sure I'm not planting it where it's going to grow right at the edge and all the way. This way it can spread nicely. So this one needs to be moved also a little. And before I put the lids on, I need to take the wash bottle and water it. But that's all there is to it. And then you put it somewhere where it can establish, it gets enough light to establish, but not too much light to cook it in there. And also these are low light plants, so they'll be fine without much light, but you don't want total darkness. And then as they get happy, you'll have a couple nice teeny weeny terrariums. Maybe you can drop something colorful in there as an ornament eventually, but that's all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and happy planting.